And my father had high regards, high respect to the system of government here. And when I was young, probably about 10 years old, he took me to City Hall, where every year he would renew his business license. And cat a corner from there, we can see City Hall, 5th and G Street. The building is still there. And he pointed out the building and said, Tom, in America, the laws that come out of there is dependent on the kind of people they put in there. And my dad, as an immigrant, felt he was outside looking in, but I felt that, gee, wouldn't it be nice I can be inside looking out. And that was my first big, let's say, sense of wanting to be involved in government.
Right, and then they moved from there to San Diego area of City Heights, and bought a house there, a nice home there. And this was right, you have to understand that it was right after World War II, and there was still a lot of discrimination against Asians, I guess you should say. And so when we went to school, or when we grew up in the neighborhood, kids didn't know whether we were Japanese or Chinese, and they used to call us Japs. And of course we'd have to correct them. And then one kid even had the audacity, I guess you'd say, to ask if my parents cut my hair putting a bowl on top of my head. So that was a little embarrassing for a kid my age.
And this is a group of businessmen that came together and decided that they needed an association. And they have chapters in Los Angeles, New York, Vancouver, and basically all over the world where Chinese merchants go and settle. And the reason why they needed something like this was because they didn't speak English, they didn't speak Spanish, or they didn't speak the language where they settled in initially. So this is sort of a mutual help and self-protection group.
1944 GI Bill gave members of the armed forces who served at least 90 days anywhere between December the 7th, 1941 and December the 31st, 1946, major benefits for education, home loans, and job preferences. Now, at first, the Merchant Marine was never included in this. Merchant mariners, some of them who had 7 ships torpedoed under them, were wounded or suffered in captivity, were called draft dodgers, while veterans of armed services got parades, home loans, jobs, and education preferences. So this was so were merchant mariners draft dodgers? Well, merchant mariners were subject to the draft if they took more than 30 days shore leave. Experienced mariners who had been drafted were released by the Army to serve the Merchant Marine. Anyway, so this issue, it took them a while to settle, and finally decided that the Merchant Marine could be considered a veteran status.
Okay, this one is the one just like a Buddha, let us say this one. It's kind of say hello, respect. Yeah, for the different country or different people have a different idea. Say like in the Mongols, the pedal of the horse in the back, you know, in the bottom. That means to say hello. The best was like here, the touch the baby's head the same way. In China, when you say hello, they don't say, "Did you have your supper? Did you have your lunch?" That's the way say hello. In the United States, say, "How are you?" or "How do you do?" In Northern Europe, they say that. They say, "How is the spirit today?" So each country is different.
The San Diego Chinese Historical Society and Museum's Oral History Project records the stories of the Chinese Americans who live in and contributed to the local community. These interviews shed light on the importance of the living memories of countless individuals who call this place home. We hope these personal reflections educate and inspire you to understand those around you. Your stories are important and are what has made this program possible. We thank you for your wisdom and time and hope you consider sharing your memories in the future.